Billy Joe Saunders, Smith, they turned down an offer to fight Canelo Alvarez. And the question I'm asking myself is, why? You know, why exactly did you turn down the offer? And if we looked at things in a general sense, clearly, you know, I would understand why. Just due to the fact that, you know, they understand what their worth is when it comes to a particular fight like that. They understand what Canelo Alvarez is getting paid. They understand what DAZN's putting out when it comes to finances. So, you know, they're not going to take what would be even seen as something that would be lucrative for them as fighters, because when you're looking at the DAZN brand and you're looking at the caliber of the fight, they understand what they should get paid. But due to the fact that they're both signed under Eddie Hearn, we can't go by that. We have to go by the philosophy that Eddie Hearn has been spewing out and been putting out for a very, very long period of time. You know, you keep hearing, you know, Charlo offered him 3-4 times more than what he's ever made to fight Demetrius Andrade on DAZN. And he's saying no. You know, Gervonta Tank Davis, we offered him 4 or 5 times more than he's ever been paid to fight on DAZN against Farmer, and he said no. This is what we keep hearing over and over and over again when it comes to, you know, failed attempts to bring, you know, certain fighters to DAZN or to bring certain fights to DAZN. You see Adrian Broner screaming, I want $20 million, because he understands when it comes to, you know, the climate in DAZN, the magnitude of that particular fight. You understand how much he should be getting paid when you got guys like Golovkin getting paid $15 million to fight nobodies. You know, fighting people that won't even fill up the theater room in you know, the theater room in Madison Square Garden. Not the main room, the theater room, which holds about 3,000 people, and him getting paid $15 million for that. So understanding that this is going to be the biggest fight that ever happened, basically on DAZN, he understands what his worth is. But we've kept hearing over and over from Eddie Hearn, you know, 4 or 5 times. Biggest purses you've ever gotten. Well, according to Oscar De La Hoya, Billy Joe Saunders and Smith have been offered 4 or 5 times more money than they've ever made in their entire careers. Especially Smith. You know, so going by the philosophies that Eddie Hearn has been putting forth, he should have taken that money. He should have taken that fight. Whatever it is, if it's a flat fee or whatever it is, they're offering you 4 or 5 times more money than you've ever made in your entire life. That's what we heard about Deontay Wilder all those times, right? That's what we heard, right? So why are you pulling a page out of their books? You know, why are you pulling a page out of their books? You can't. That's my only issue, is when somebody has a philosophy and they keep applying it towards other people, but then when it comes to them or people that are tied to them, they switch it up. Don't switch it up. Keep it the same. As people like to say, keep the same energy. You know, keep the same energy. Don't switch it up. That's the only reasons I end up having issues with people, because certain people have certain beliefs or they have certain philosophies, but they roll with that across the board. So I have no, you know, I might not like it, but I gotta respect it, because I see that they're consistent, you know, with what they think and with what they're doing as it pertains to everybody, or as it pertains to all situations. But when it comes to this, they're saying no. They're saying no. He's like, hey, I have leverage. You know, there's only so many people Canelo can fight, because there's only so many people on DAZN, and he's pretty much deciding strictly just for the most part DAZN fighters. You know, so there's only so many people that he can fight. Eventually, he's going to have to fight my guys, and I'm going to be able to get my guys eventually more money, you know, and myself more money, you know, as well. I'm going to be able to do that. And that's also one of the reasons why he doesn't have any of his guys fight each other. You're not going to see Saunders, Demetrius Andrade, Smith. You're not going to see any of those guys fight each other, because in his head, he believes that he eventually can get all his guys to get a fight against Canelo Alvarez at a high price point. And that's what he's basically banking on and he's gambling on. And that's why he keeps rambling about the Charlos and things of that nature, to try to keep your head away from what's actually going on, to keep you thinking and understanding, you know, what exactly is going on when it pertains to these particular situations. But yeah, don't expect any of those guys to fight each other at all, because this is what he's trying to do. He's trying to get them all Canelo fights, but he's also trying to get as much money as humanly possible, you know, for himself and for his fighters. You know, he understands the leverage that he has. He understands what, you know, when it comes to DAZN, what the pay scale at DAZN is. You know, and that's what he's gonna expect. He's gonna expect big time money from Canelo and from Golden Boy or from DAZN to get these fights set up. Which is, again, it's just ironic. You know, when it came to other fighters, it was 4 or 5 times, 4 or 5 times, 4 or 5 times. But when it comes to his fighters, that philosophy goes out the window. Completely out the window. But it is what it is. Like, subscribe, share. I'm out. And Canelo, I don't know what the hell Canelo's going to do. Dude, you got to fight somebody. You know, man, we might end up having Canelo Alvarez versus Amir Khan 2. Canelo Alvarez versus Kell Brooks at 168 pounds. It's going to be ugly, man. I just can't wait to see. I can't wait to see who Canelo fights. I can't wait to see who Terrence Crawford fights. It might look kind of ugly in 2020. But like, subscribe, I'm out.